Cognition, Comprehension, and Content Area Reading by Alison Lester. What is the role of the brain in reading comprehension? Reading comprehension starts with memory. Children need to know how to read words before they can begin to comprehend what is happening. Often, young children can tell you the story of the Three Little Pigs by heart, but at the same time as they are reading, they will be asking, "What's happening?" They're starting to realize that reading is more than just words and that words together have meaning. Working memory and long-term memory are important in comprehension. If the working memory is full with the decoding of words, students will not be able to comprehend. Long-term memory helps because children have built up background knowledge to help them create a situation model as they read, which will in turn free up working memory. A time to read and a time to talk is such an important developmental quote in a child's ability to comprehend. Comprehension is more than just reading. Children need time to talk about what they read and hear what others think as well. A silent classroom is not always a sign of a classroom of children learning. Sometimes it is quite the opposite, where children are discussing and disagreeing and having to fight for their reasonings as to why they are correct and their partners are wrong. It is hard to fight for a point of view that you don't fully agree with yourself. Oral language development is critical to children's ability to read. The more time children spend talking at home, the better developed their syntax and vocabulary become. How do we teach children to comprehend what they are reading? Reading aloud and thinking aloud could be two of the most important things a teacher can do to help a child learn to comprehend what they are reading. By doing this, a child is learning fluency and is able to focus on comprehension instead of decoding. A child is also able to hear what their brain should be doing when something surprises them or something confuses them. A struggling reader might get stuck on a word and be unable to move forward without a teacher telling them which skill to use. As a reader gets better, choosing which comprehension skill to use becomes a subconscious skill that they no longer need to think about using. What struggling readers need to learn is that if they can pinpoint exactly what is causing them to get stuck, they probably already have the other tools to work their way through it. Comprehension can be broken down into three categories: before, during, and after reading. Before reading includes activating prior knowledge. During reading includes one of the key strategies, inferencing. Inferencing can help children make connections between characters and events. It also helps children fill in important information that is not written out word for word for them. How do we ensure children comprehend word and world? The gradual release of responsibility model has been around since the 1980s. Over the years, we have learned that teaching multiple strategies is the best for children. When we teach strategies in isolation, it is harder for children to realize when each skill is appropriate to use on their own. We are not setting them up for real-world situations by teaching in isolation. When children are able to have discussions about texts, they gain a deeper understanding of the text. Including book talks and literature circles in a classroom are important to comprehension as it gives children a chance to talk about the text. Teachers often focus on asking deep, higher-level questions. To help increase comprehension, teachers need to take a step back and allow children to create the questions themselves. It is proven that we learn better by doing. Teachers need to give children more opportunities to do so instead of only responding. Children are naturally curious. If teachers encourage students to question everything around them, even things in a book, they will naturally begin to look at things on a deeper level. On page 135 in Keenan Zimmerman, they say, "We must nurture our children's curiosity gene so that they never stop questioning." Not only will this help children comprehend the words on the page, but it will also transfer to them questioning the world around them instead of just accepting it as is. Think-alouds have been talked about multiple times, which drives home the point of how important they can be to teaching comprehension. By completing a think-aloud, a teacher is giving children direct access to his or her mind and what the teacher wants them to be doing. Many children read just to read and get to the end. A teacher's job is to teach children that reading is more than just getting to the end. Most children just take in the words on the page without thinking about their connections and prior knowledge. Practicing comprehension skills often moves them from working memory into long-term memory, and the skills become subconscious thought. Closed reading allows the teacher to pick a specific piece of text for children to look at again with a specific purpose. Allowing the children to highlight and make notes on a section of text will encourage deeper questioning and discussion. Along with assigned reading, children need the opportunity to read more independently. Brown and DeWitt discusses the R5 model for independent reading. The 5 R's include read, relax, reflect, respond, and rep. Not only do children need to read independently, they need to still be reading with a purpose of comprehension until those skills become subconsciously natural.